Welcome back to another episode of the Young Buck Bets podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Kelly. Just in case you're new and you didn't know, now you know. And this is a special episode because all I'm going to do here is break down the Super Bowl and all of my gambling picks that I got so far. I think I'm talking about or breaking down 8 gambling picks that I've already put out, or 7. That total, I would be shocked if that total by the end of it does not double by the time Sunday hits. By the time kickoff rolls around, I will probably have minimum double-digit bets out there, probably somewhere. Over-under is probably set at 14.5. I would guess hit the over. It's probably going to be somewhere around 15. And the reason why I say that is this is almost like a break-the-bank week in terms of gambling. You gamble on things that you would never in your life gamble on in terms of any given Sunday when you're making money and trying to give out picks. I'm going to give out picks here, and it's like a coin toss, an anthem, over-under on this, and over, like, you're just betting on what color the Gatorade's gonna be poured on the coach. You're betting on things that you would never in your life bet on, but guess what? It makes the game fun. It makes it so great. And you know what else makes the game fun? If you enjoy it responsibly. This is a quick little shout out for the people on YouTube, for the people on the podcast. Shout out to just listen along and listen to Gold. It's Howler Head Whiskey. These guys, I did a little ad for them back around Christmas time, and I just did it out of the blue. I actually tried their product. I really liked their product, and I usually don't like whiskey, so I thought, you know what? I have the smallest of small platforms. Why don't I give these guys a little bit of a shout out and let them know, like, this is a great product. I haven't really shouted out many other people on this channel, so it's like people know, like, I actually enjoy this product and they should try it. I did that, and these guys messaged me instantly, like, what's your shirt size? I figured they're just going to send, like, one little tank top out or whatever. They sent me, I put out a video on Twitter, they sent me this for the YouTube crowd. How sick is that shirt? They sent me that, they sent me a UFC hat, they sent me a Dana White Contender Series shirt, which is sick. I've almost never seen anybody rock those, which are awesome. They sent me, like, a hoodie that I can rock. They sent me everything. Howler Head Whiskey, guys, if you want to, like, support a really good company, a really good product too that tastes really good, and you don't really get bad hangovers from it, I will just say that because I've overdone it on the Howler Head Whiskey. Not really bad hangovers on it, but if you ever want to support, like, a real good brand, Howler Head Whiskey, there's great people behind it. I love them, and they seem to be digging what we're doing over here at the Young Buck Bets podcast, so let them know I sent you. If you end up buying a bottle, send them a picture. Let them know the Young Buck Bets podcast referred you to them, and we'll see where it takes us. But like I said, this is Break the Bank week. Break the Bank week. Like I said, I put out my first 6 or 7 bets. All the ones I talked about other than Cooper Kupp were put out on Wednesday. So if the odds have changed just a little bit, I apologize. I'm using Betway just in case this reaches a little further than my normal little crowd. I'm using Betway. If your book has it different, if you can do something different on yours, I would. Betway I'm waiting for the score bet. Once the score bet comes to Canada, I think it's like March 4th or April 4th. Once the score bet's here, we are rolling with the score bet. But for now, all my odds and everything, I got them on Wednesday, and they are from Betway. I will be posting more picks on Sunday. As you guys know, I post the videos. I love doing that. Love posting the videos on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. But without wasting any more time, let's get into the game. I feel like we almost need like a Bruce Buffer, like it's time! Little spin, little jump, Bruce Buffer. Let's go. Let's get into this Super Bowl game. And yes, let's go was written on my notes. I was just fired up for this podcast all day long at work. Even got some bad news. But at the same point, we're still here and we're fired up to do a gambling podcast for everyone. Because this is Super Bowl. This is maybe the biggest game of the year. Outside of March Madness, this is probably the most excited I get for one particular event. So let's get into the gambling preview, and then I'll give you all of my picks. They'll just roll one to another, to another, to another, to another. So, obviously, we got the Rams versus the Bengals. The Rams are playing at home. They are a 4-point favorite. The Bengals are plus 170 dogs on the money line, and the over-under is set at 48.5. You can get the Rams on the money line at minus 215 at Betway right now. And I was so torn on this game because my head just says, like, we just watched this storyline, not last year, but the year before with Brady, taking the Bucs there. He switches teams. He gets a little better weapons. He finally goes there and he wins the championship with Tampa Bay. The same thing's playing out in LA with Matt Stafford. He was on Detroit. He was struggling a bit. He goes to LA. He gets better weapons. He might, and now he's in the Super Bowl. He might win it again. Or not win it again, but he might win it. We might see the storyline play out again. But I like the Bengals, man. It's the Cinderella story playing out in front of our eyes. If you're asking me to pick a bet on this game, which is my first pick, but if you're asking me to pick a bet on this game, it is the Bengals money line at plus 170. I actually love it. I think the Bengals are just playing with house money. They're out there, they don't care, and they got a couple X factors. But before I talk about what I like about the game, let me talk about what scares me about picking the Bengals money line. And if you're on the Rams, why I would say that's probably a smart pick. The Bengals offensive line sucks. They suck. I don't even know how they got here other than the fact that Joe Burrow doesn't care to get hit in the mouth 20 times a game. He got sacked 9 times versus the Titans. The Titans. He's facing Leonard Floyd, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, among others in the pass rush. This may be a double-digit sack game. He may get sacked 12 times. He may get put on his ass 11, 15, 20. He may have 20 quarterback hurries. But, like I said also, this could be Matt Stafford's time. But like I said, there's an X factor in this game. There's an X factor in this game. We all know who it is. I don't even have to say his name. It's Joey Joey Burrow. Get the gat. Joey Biz. This guy's an X factor. We've all seen people like this in our lifetime. He just wins at every level. Everything he touches turns to a championship, and he makes it look easy. Joe Burrow is the X factor of this game, and I just think he is going to pull his team to a victory. I know Matt Stafford's good. I know Matt Stafford is like that guy that he's been around for a long time. It's his time to win probably. It's going to be really sad for Detroit fans, for anybody around the league to see Matt Stafford not win, but I think Joey Burrow will pull his team to a victory. And the thing about the Bengals is they're just never out of it. They're never out of a game. We saw that against Kansas City. The thing with the Bengals is they're playing with house money already. So even if they go down in a game, it's just like, keep hitting me. This ain't my money. I don't care. Keep hitting me. I'm just going to keep playing aggressive. I think that works in the Bengals' favor, especially in a big game like this. In the Super Bowl, Rams are at home. I don't think there's a huge fan contingency for the Rams. I don't think it's going to be a crazy loud for the Rams building. I don't think the Bengals are going to have to work through a ton of noise. They're talking about struggling with tickets kind of. Maybe it's because it's so expensive, but you get what I'm saying. I don't think the Bengals are going to have to go through any type of home field or home field disadvantage kind of thing. They're not. It's just, I like the Bengals. Plus 170 on the money line. That's my first pick. My second pick, right off the hop, the coin toss. I'm going with heads. Minus 105. It's a 50% chance. But my thing is, tails never fails until the Super Bowl. Use your heads. Minus 105 for the first pick. And yes, I know that was brutal, but that is what we do here. If you don't know, once again, now you know. The next one, I was in absolute shock about the odds. I did this last night and it hit. If I could hold a best bet sign, which I should just make one in marker and just hold it best bet, but if I could make a best bet sign, this would be holding up. I'd be holding it up right now for this bet. And this bet is the Cincinnati Bengals over 2.5 field goals made at plus 300. Plus 300. That's kind of wild. They had 4 in the wild card, 4 in the divisional, 4 in the championship. Evan McPherson's talking about breaking Vinatieri's record. I see him hitting 3, 4. Bengals kick a ton of field goals because they just can't get in the end zone all the time. Why is that going to change? They've done it all season long. Why would that change now? Over 2.5 field goals at plus 300? Best bet. Holding the sign. That is my best bet. 100%. I am all over that. Bengals over 2.5 field goals plus 300. Lock it in. My next one before we get into a quick break. Joe Burrow, anytime touchdown scorer at plus 650. I talked about the pass rush. He is going to be running for his life for the majority of the game, which means I think he's going to go scramble city to the house into the end zone at one point. Also, their one thing, like I say, the pass rush is so good. If the Bengals get down to the 1, to the 2, are you really going to risk letting Donald, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd get in your backfield and push you back to the 5 or the 6? No, they're probably going to QB sneak it with Joey B. I really like that pick. I know it's plus 650. It's kind of a long shot. One of the other things that is also in the national championship game, I said Joe Burrow loves a big stage. He wants to run it in and just spike one and just show the camera, like, I'm Joey B, right? I think this is no different in the Super Bowl. He's also a guy who would slide all season long. He took a ton of hits last year. He's going to slide all season long. Until this game, Joey B would run through 5 guys to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Lock it in as my next pick. Joey Burrow, plus 650 anytime touchdown scorer. And before we get into the rest of them, because I still have a lot more, before we get into the rest of them, let's hit a break. Today's podcast is officially sponsored by Spoons. Use them to eat anything you want. Ice cream, dinner, breakfast, lunch, or put them on your nose as a cool party trick. Impress everyone. Let's go. Hey, just thankful they sponsored the pod. I always keep that thing on me anyways. Alright, back to the game, more picks. Probably could have utilized that ad spot way better for Super Bowl Sunday. But Spoons, they sponsored the pod, dude. What can you do? When Spoons reach out to you and they want to sponsor the pod, you answer the call. I've been using them my whole life. Different versions of them, but I've been using them. Wish I had a spork. That would have been kind of cool to promote. Never had one of those. Anyways, back to the game. So I just finished off Joe Burrow anytime touchdown plus 650. My next anytime touchdown scorer is T. Higgins plus 150. Jalen Ramsey is going to be inside of Jamar Chase all night long. He's going to be inside of Jamar Chase all night long. That's going to open up T. Higgins, especially in the red zone. I think Joey B is going to have to force the ball to T. Higgins, especially in that red zone. Look for one-on-one coverage. T. Higgins is a big boy. Throw it up to him and hope he makes that catch, and I like it at plus 150. T. Higgins, anytime touchdown scorer. My next two pick, they're separate, but it's kind of a two-pack. They're completely related. My first pick, LA Rams, first touchdown scorer, Cam Akers at plus 450. And obviously a first touchdown scorer for a team is a toss-up. I will completely give you that. Plus 450 odds is you probably should be getting plus 600, plus 700 for a first touchdown score. But there's an old thing in football, and I get that these are two new coaches, and these are two young coaches, but there's an old thing in football. Let's go out and punch this team right in the mouth and run the ball right down their throats from the start of the game right to the end of the game. Let's go, you boys. That's how you fire the boys up, right? I can see Cam Akers, that Rams following that protocol, heavy run, first drive, Cam Akers running that ball in and cashing us at plus 450. And that's why, like I said, this is kind of a two-pack. They're related. They're single bets, don't parlay them, but it's a two-pack. Bengals, first touchdown scorer, Joe Mixon at plus 300. On top of him being great all playoffs long, he's been very good for the Bengals, running behind that shoddy offensive line. But football is football. They're going to want to run the ball down the other team's throat to make a statement and prove we are tougher than you, especially on the biggest stage in the Super Bowl. I like both running backs as the first touchdown scorers for their respective teams. Cam Akers at plus 450, Joe Mixon at plus 300. Like I said, a lot of these bets too, and what you should be doing on the Super Bowl, if you have 10 or 15 bets out, you need to have some middling bets. You need to have, Bengals win, but if Bengals win, I got this just in case. Or if Bengals lose, I got this just in case. You get what I'm saying. You got to middle, you got to hedge, you got to make sure that you're on both sides of the coin. If you're just heavy on one team and the game ends up being 31-10 for the other team, you're just having a miserable time. So please, middle and hedge for me. Gamble responsibly. I got 2 or 3 more picks. I don't know. I might be lying to you when I said 2. Will there be a 2-point conversion in the game? Attempted. Not converted. Attempted. Yes, at plus 110. Yes, says the Young Buck. This is a big game. Nerves are flying. It doesn't take much to miss an extra point. One wrong breath. One wrong step. Crowd a little bit too loud. Something going on in the background. One missed extra point. This bet is in play. On top of that, Sean McVay, huge analytics guy. Big analytics guy. If it's in the first half and the Rams are leading and there's a play and they call it from upstairs and like the Rams scored another touchdown, they say, you know what, Sean? You kick the one here, you got a 72% chance of winning the game. You go for two here, it's like an 87%, 90% chance you win this ball game. You're going to see Sean McVay on the sidelines. I think that's a great bet at plus 110. Will there be a 2-point conversion? Yes, plus 110. Finally, my last pick. So I wasn't lying. There was 2 picks. It's my last one. Cooper Kupp, plus 600, Super Bowl MVP. And I'm not going to lie, I also have a little bit of money on Joe Burrow, plus 250, to win the MVP as well. But Super Bowls have a tendency to be low-scoring games. They do. They just do. Nerves are it's tough. It's tough to fight for yards in the Super Bowl. But you know who seems to battle through that and get a touchdown, 100 yards, 7-8 catches every single tough game, every single game in and game out this whole season? Cooper Kupp. Has this guy been beat up all year, taking a lot of big hits? Yes, this guy just had 2 weeks off. Cooper Kupp is coming in on the freshest legs that he's had all season long. Plus 600 is a great pick. If the Rams win and Cooper Kupp has 11... Oh, little burp on there. Super Bowl burps. If Cooper Kupp has 11 catches, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, and does what he does and dominates and is the storyline of the game, Cooper Kupp is going to win the MVP. I get that this usually goes to a quarterback, and you want to give it to Stafford for the storyline. But Cooper Kupp, man, this guy almost probably should have won MVP. I know Rodgers just got it. Congratulations, Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year. He deserved it. But I can see him putting Super Bowl MVP notch on his belt at plus 600. And obviously, like I said, I also got Joe Burrow at plus 250 to kind of middle that in case the Bengals win. I think Burrow will win it. If the Rams win, I do think Cooper Kupp will win it. So I got them both just in case. We'll see what happens. Burrow is the kind of classic thing. I told you, I think he's going to drag the team to the finish line. I think he's going to be the new poster boy now that Brady's gone of the NFL. The comparisons are going to start instantly. Oh, this guy's going to have as many as Brady. Look at him. He's going to drag bad teams. He's going to wait till he gets a good one. It's going to start right away. But I like that. That's why I like him for Super Bowl MVP. I think the league recognizes that. I think it's a great opportunity for them to cash in if the Bengals win. Get Joe Burrow on the biggest stage. Let him hold the trophy. Let him hold the MVP. Let him go to work and do what Joey Biz does. That's all I got for now. Like I said, I'll probably hop on more before kickoff. I'll be on 12 to 15 things. I'll look through my things, and I only have really Bengals guys to get touchdowns right now. I'm going to go through and see what else there is. I seen Drake threw a bunch of money on there. I think it was 1.5, 1.7 million between Odell Beckham Jr., the Rams, and something else, maybe Aaron Donald, something. That's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. Those are all the picks I got. That's all I got. Drop a comment below. Message me. Do whatever you want. Tell me what your favorite pick is. Tell me if you're riding with these picks, if you're fading these picks, if I'm just an idiot talking out of my ass. Let me know. Drop a comment below. Message me on all of my socials at Dylan Kelly Show. That's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You'll basically get daily videos to see this ugly mug in your grill, giving you picks almost every day. Pat myself on the back, 7-3 across the NHL and the NBA in the last 3 days. Almost all plus money picks. Which brings me to my final statement. Be good or be good at it. I'll see you next week.